everyone for being here. Thank you to the staff of the hotel. Thank you to the parents. You're the reason we're here. And it was a great day. Thanks to Ciana Stephens for having us. So I wrote this speech last night after 6 pints of Heineken, so I apologise in advance. So Stephen Calder has been one of my best friends for over 20 years, which in Ireland is the same sentence for murder, but at least murderers don't have to be friends with a ginger. There's only a couple of that, don't worry. As mentioned, Stephen has been in my Bebo top 10 closest friends for over 20 years. And as I sat down to write this speech about my best friend, I realised I don't know a single thing about it. Now friendships are like that though. If your friend asks, how are you? And if you don't say, I'm grand, how are you? If you start talking about your feelings, you're in a female friendship. That's all we do. It's normal. Get over it. What I love about Stephen is that he stands by his friends. I've never been someone who can punch back. Someone calls me short, and I say, well done, you have eyes, any other observations? But whenever Calder was around, I knew I had a friend to have my back. He would never start on someone, but he'd always finish it. Someone once on a school trip was throwing jellies at the back of my head, and I turned around and I told him, stop being an arsehole, basically. He said, what are you going to do about it? Just as I was about to say, sorry for getting in the way of your jellies, Calder goes up to him and says, what are you going to do about it? He backed off, and I celebrated as if it was me. Stephen's always cheeky. Anyone who knows Stephen knows this. So with Stephen, basically when we were younger, if you got a note in your journal for being late or causing trouble in school, Stephen used to have a knife that would put out exactly the space where the knife was and sellotape or glue in a piece of blank paper. He literally made trouble disappear. I spent years avoiding trouble. Calder made trouble never have happened. It was like magic. That's why when I met Ciana, I thought, what sort of magic did Calder do now? And I realised it wasn't magic, it wasn't a spell or any sort of illusion. Calder bagged his beautiful bride by being Calder. And all of a sudden it made sense to me. The reason Ciana loved Calder was the same reason everyone did. He's a loyal, funny, caring person. Then I was introduced to another person who I put on my Bebo top 10 friend list, Ciana. I did have a pause for applause there. I worked my job for almost 9 years, and the only friend I've ever recommended as an employee was Ciana. She got the job straight away, and when she joined Specsavers, sorry for mentioning this, Carl, she was so sought after that she had to do the work of 4 people. Probably why she's not there anymore. She's one of the most caring, hard-working people I've ever met in my life. She's also the only woman I've ever met that my wife fancies more than me. It's kind of really cool my next part. So I was going to mention about the beach picture, but I'll still mention it, I'll trick it out. I remember when Calder was proposing to Ciana on the beach in Spain. There was a naked lady walking behind them. I said to Becky, do not stop taking pictures of this beautiful woman. Now, their engagement photos, one of them has a Spanish lady's breasts in the background. And that's the photo I'll insist on being well known. I've known Calder and Ciana as a couple for 9 years. In that time, they've been through sadness, happiness, tragedy and triumph. They are each other's people loves. If what they've experienced has made them stronger, then I know it will only keep getting stronger and stronger, even though Calder is ginger. So raise a glass to the happy couple, and here's to forever and ever. And there's Jamie.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, Jamie, and I'm incredibly grateful to be Ciana's main runner. Sometimes in life, two people meet, and right away you just know that they're soulmates. Two people who can't do life without each other. The kind of people who are by each other's side no matter what. And that is exactly how I would describe Ciana and me. I've been best friends with Ciana for almost 20 years. We first met in primary school, where I quickly discovered to be in the same state, and that her grandparents lived just down the road from mine in Catale. From the moment that I met Ciana, something just clicked between us. Neither of us had sisters, yet somehow we became exactly that for one another. I'm slightly older, so technically I'm the big sister, although our height difference would definitely suggest otherwise. Growing up, Ciana and I did absolutely everything together. Every Christmas, we asked for the exact same presents so that we could play together. At one point, we even had matching phones. We had hundreds of sleepovers, wore matching outfits on nights out, and at one stage, we decided to chop all of our hair off into matching bob cuts. Just one of the many questionable decisions that we made together. Ciana, I could honestly write a book about our friendship and how much that you mean to me. You are one of the most thoughtful and caring people that I know, and I watched you put everyone else first your entire life. You've supported me through every stage in life, even when that meant time zones and continents apart. And somehow our friendship has only grown stronger. You've always had this way of grounding me. Whenever I'm with you, life feels lighter and a lot less serious. And if there's one thing everyone here should know about Ciana, it's that nobody tells a story quite like she does. I genuinely look forward to her voice notes because listening to them feels like tuning into a podcast made specifically for me. Usually about 8 to 10 minutes long, no detail list, always entertaining. You light up every room you walk into, and you're absolutely shining today. A huge part of who Ciana is comes from the incredible family around her. I know having her granddad here today means the absolute world to Ciana, and that there's no doubt that her nanny Anne would be so proud watching over her today. Yvonne, thank you for welcoming me into your family and for raising such a beautiful, kind and caring woman. I feel so lucky to call her my best friend. And of course I have to mention her brother Lee, who has travelled the whole way from Vancouver for the wedding today. Lee, I adore you like a little brother, and I'm so happy that you're here to celebrate today. Now for the man of the hour. Stephen. I honestly could not imagine a better person for Ciana to spend the rest of her life with. And trust me, I don't just let anyone into our unit who can pass the test. For those of you who don't know, Stephen and I actually became friends first in school. We were seated beside each other in music class, and we quickly bonded over our taste in music. Although looking back now, I think he was just trying to get closer to Ciana. Some of my favourite memories with the both of you were the days that we spent hanging out at my house after school and on weekends. And like most teenagers, with a couple of drinks and a guitar, we thought singing Wonderwall by Oasis on repeat was a brilliant idea. I think it's safe to say my neighbours still haven't forgiven us for that. But now look at you both. Stephen, I hope that you enjoy growing old with Ciana as much as I enjoyed growing up with her. The two of you are perfect for each other. And the best way that I can describe your relationship is that being around you both simply feels like home. I love you both so much, and I wish you a lifetime of love, laughter, and music together. So to everyone, please raise a glass to the Cotters. Cheers!
Hello, everybody. Hey, everybody. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all so much for coming here today. Seeing all my favourite people in one room means the world to both of us. Whether you travelled a long distance or just survived the group chats, or thank you for celebrating with us here today. I want to say a special thank you to our parents, to Yvonne for raising such a beautiful daughter and such an amazing person, and for welcoming me into our family. And to my own parents, thank you for the love and support for all my life, really, you know. It means the world to me. Unfortunately, one of them couldn't be here today with us today. So, with that, I'd like to raise a glass for my mum, Tess. And to our bridesmaids and best man, Jamie and Adam, thank you so much for everything you've done for us today. Honestly, like, we wouldn't have gotten half the stuff we've done today with the pledges. So thank you so much. And to the hotel, to the Airboy, the Cusack group, thank you so much for putting on an amazing show. Thank you. Lastly, to my beautiful wife, Ciana. It was one of the easiest decisions I've ever made. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. And so, with that, I'd like to all thank you today for coming down. And everyone get this.